Once upon a time, in a world where logic takes a backseat and reincarnation is just a goddess whim away, there lived an assassin. Not just any assassin, mind you, but the finest in the world. Let's call him Mr. Sharp and Shadowy. Mr. SNS had spent his life perfecting the art of the silent whoopsie-daisy and the accidental oh no he didn't. But, as fate would have it, even the best in the business can't dodge the inevitable bus of destiny. So, there he was, Mr. SNS, minding his own deadly business, when suddenly, bam, retirement hits him like a ton of bricks. But fear not, for in this world, death is just a minor inconvenience. Goddess Ex Machina, a divine being with a flair for the dramatic and a soft spot for overqualified hitmen. Hey, you're pretty good at the whole making people not alive thing, says the goddess, in a tone that suggests she's offering a vacation rather than a cosmic do-over. How about you do that in another world? There's this pesky hero I need taken care of. Mr. SNS, being dead and not in a position to be picky, shrugs, metaphorically, because, you know, dead, and accepts. Thus, he's reincarnated into a world that's like a Renaissance fair on steroids, complete with magic, nobility, and fashion choices that would make a peacock jealous. In this new world, he's no longer Mr. Sharp and Shadowy. Now, he's Luff, a name that sounds like someone tried to say Luke while chewing gum. Baby Luff is not just any aristocratic tot, he's got all the memories of his past life, plus the added bonus of magic. It's like hitting the jackpot in the cosmic lottery of life. As Baby Luff grows, he's trained in the fine arts of how to be in noble and creative ways to make your enemies regret their life choices. His new daddy dearest, who's as loving as he is enthusiastic about weapon training, ensures Luff is well prepared for his future in hero hunting. Meanwhile, Luff's internal monologue is a mix of assassin efficiency and teenage angst, a combination as volatile as it is entertaining. He's like, I must prepare to assassinate the hero, 1 minute, and oh, look, magic is cool, the next. It's not all hocus pocus and baby giggles. Luff's dad, who is as serious about training as a cat is about knocking things off tables, decides it's time for some father-son bonding. And by bonding, I mean teaching Luff how to stab things effectively. The mother, who is definitely a mommy with milkers, catches my interest, the interest of Luff as he is forcibly dressed up as your traditional woman. I'm just going to say that girls who wear skirts are the finest women I've ever seen. Not Luff though. Luff is being prepared as a girl when a turn of events in his lonely virgin life occurs. The real kicker, the introduction of Dia's nuts in your mouth. Dia, the childhood friend who's as sweet as she is clueless about Luff's past life. She's like, let's play hide and seek, and Luff is like, sure, I used to hide from Interpol, which doesn't go down well. Luff, who's now a strapping young lad of, 6, 7? It's hard to keep track when you're an age-defying assassin. A training montage happens that feels like someone threw Rocky, Nanny McPhee, and Naruto into a blender. Luff is shown mastering everything from magic to martial arts, all while maintaining the stoic expression of a seasoned warrior. It's like watching a very serious kitten trying to do taxes. We see Luff's skills grow exponentially. He's casting spells, swinging swords, and generally making every adult around him question their life choices. I was playing with mud at his age, they mutter, watching him disarm a grown man with a spoon. As the two bond over exercises, lessons and sleeping together, the montage comes to an end. Dia has to go home to wherever that is and Luff is left promising her that he will come visit someday. After rigorous training, Luff's father takes him to his first mission. To finish off a woman who has committed arson, treason and most importantly action without reason. Indeed! She tries to plead with Luff but he knows a woman's tears are only legit when she is on her own, and puts her manipulation tactics to an end. The scene shifts to Luff going hunting before the onset of winter. While hunting, he encounters a pack of wolves stalking a human prey, Tart. Luff skillfully eliminates the wolves, showcasing his assassin training. Tart, terrified and alone, reveals her story to Luff. She had hoped to travel to the wealthy region of Tuatha Dé to escape her dire circumstances. Luff, moved by her story and recognizing her potential, offers Tart a place in his home and life. He reveals his own dark nature to her, confessing that he has offed and will continue to off many people. Tart, accepting Luff for who he is, agrees to help him with his work. 5 years later, Luff and Tart's relationship develops. Luff trains Tart, who initially struggles with the assassin skills but shows proficiency with a spear. Luff then presents her with a concealable spear, recognizing and adapting to her strengths. Tart expressing her gratitude and loyalty to Luff, now feeling needed and valued for the first time in her life. Luff reflects on his plans and Tart's role in them, acknowledging the complexity of their situation. Shifting to the scene of another warrior being reincarnated by the goddess, similar to Luff's experience. This warrior, a samurai, accepts the goddess's request to be reincarnated and kill the hero in the new world. However, his attempt to confront the hero ends in failure. Back in Luff's world, the thriving marketplace and the gratitude the locals have for Luff. He receives gifts from the townspeople for his contributions, such as replenishing the reservoir and providing effective fertilizer. Luff and Tart discuss their backgrounds, with Tart expressing gratitude for being Luff's servant. Luff acknowledges the need for her loyalty and service. Meanwhile, Luff has been developing farstones, storing mana in them for future use as weapons. Luff's father then discusses Tart's progress and her innocence, dispelling any suspicion that she might be a spy. He also sets up a special test for Luff, a one-on-one fight with him. The fight is intense, with Luff ultimately winning through clever tactics and understanding his father's moves. His father acknowledges Luff's skill and declares that he has nothing more to teach him, emphasizing the need for experience. Luff's father then introduces the concept of the final test for Luff, which involves living under a false identity as a merchant to infiltrate noble houses. Luff is to train for this role until he turns 14. During a celebration for Luff's departure for his final trial, a conflict arises with Rona, a member of a branch family who challenges Luff's right to be the next head of the house. Luff quickly subdues Rona, proving his strength and earning respect. Luff then offers Rona a position as a knight under his future leadership, recognizing his strength and potential. He gifts Rona a light sword, better suited to his skills than knives. Luff then prepares to leave for Miltu under his new identity, Illig Valor, with Tart accompanying him as his servant. Illig set off for this new phase of his training in life. Luff and Tart preparing for their new life in Miltu. Luff changes his hair color using magic to disguise his identity, and Tart tries on her new servant outfit. In Miltu, Luff is approached by a young girl offering a tour of the town. He declines but inquires about a place to get fine liquor. The girl directs him to a suitable location. The scene shifts to a group of orphan children, including a girl named Maha, who are struggling to survive by giving tours and doing odd jobs. Maha, a natural leader, motivates the group with the hope of a better life. However, their situation takes a dark turn when they are captured by men working for an orphanage. The children are taken to the Torin orphanage, where they are mistreated and forced into labor. The director, Torin, is a cruel man who exploits the children for profit. Maha and the others endure harsh conditions, dreaming of a better life. Viscount Hermel, a corrupt noble, visits the orphanage and selects Maha for his own purposes. Maha, realizing her fate, is distraught but holds onto the hope of being rescued. Luff, now Illig, arrives at the orphanage under the guise of selecting an assistant. He chooses Maha, offering a large sum to Torin for her. Torin agrees but plans to exploit Maha before handing her over. Maha, desperate to escape her impending fate, considers drastic action but is interrupted by Luff's timely intervention. He rescues her and confronts Torin and his men, revealing his combat prowess. Luff ensures that Torin and his accomplices are arrested for kidnapping, with the involvement of Viscount Hermel. Maha is freed from the orphanage, Maha joyfully accepting Luff's offer to come with him, seeing him as her rescuer and prince. She leaves with Luff, hopeful for a new life away from the horrors of the orphanage. Illig Balor, performing a successful surgery on Barrow Reed, a member of a family indebted to Luff's father. Luff requests discretion about the surgery, emphasizing the importance of secrecy in his work. Luff then officially adopts Maha as his younger sister, changing her name to Maha Balor. This act solidifies her place in his new life and plan. Luff is tasked by his father to revitalize a failing liquor store. He accepts the challenge, planning to turn it into a store that sells cosmetics and sweets, targeting a female clientele, particularly nobles. This move is part of his larger strategy to get closer to his assassination targets. At home, Luff discusses his new business venture with Tart and Maha. He reveals his dual goals, to make the store profitable and to use it as a means to get closer to nobles for his assassination missions. Luff plans to introduce a revolutionary new product to the market, moisturizer, a concept unknown in this world. Luff presents the moisturizer to his father and stepmother, impressing them with its effectiveness. He explains the science behind it and its potential to revolutionize the cosmetics industry. His father agrees to support the venture, recognizing its potential for success. The store, named Orna, opens and quickly becomes a success, attracting attention from high society and increasing Luff's influence. Luff uses this as an opportunity to gather information and make connections with nobles. One night, Luff detects an intruder in his home, a skilled spy likely sent to kidnap him for information on the moisturizer's production method. Luff and his companions capture the intruder, planning to interrogate him. A brief scene with the goddess, who has reincarnated another individual, this time a rapper, to kill the hero in the fantasy world. However, this individual seems to be struggling with his new life. Back in Miltu, Luff spends time with his sister Dia, sharing magical knowledge and spells. They have a close relationship, and Luff respects her abilities. A personal moment between Luff, Tart, and Maha happens, where they address the complexities of their relationships. Luff reflects on whether his feelings and actions towards Tart and Maha are part of his plan or something more. Luke, Tart, and Maha return from a deserted island where they had been practicing magic. Back home, Maha reports to Luke about her findings. She has located a divine treasure, the magic spear Jabulg, currently owned by Satanta Magnus, who is also suspected to be the hero. Maha also informs Luke about a civil war in the neighboring kingdom of Swegale. Dia's house Vikane has joined the kingdom's army, and Satanta Magnus is causing trouble for them. Luke visits Dia, who is involved in the war. Despite the danger, Dia is determined to fulfill her responsibilities as the daughter of Count Vikane. Luke offers to help her escape if necessary, but Dia is committed to her duties. Luke and Dia spend a day in town, enjoying a break from the tensions of war. They play games, have lunch, and visit a famous hot spring in Bicone. During their time together, they discuss their love for their respective homelands and their responsibilities. Dia expresses her determination to support her father and her people, even in the face of war. She is unwilling to flee for safety, showing her commitment to her duties as a noble. All of a sudden, Luke's father sedates an injured man who has come to their home. The man has hired them for a job, to assassinate Dia Vikane, Luke's close friend. Luke is visibly shocked by this revelation. This order is a facade, as Count Vikane actually intends for Luke to help Dia escape, pretending she's dead to save her from greedy nobles who want to marry her for her beauty and magical power. Despite the risks involved, Luke decides to accept the mission. Tart uses her magic to create a slipstream, helping Luke travel faster. Eventually, she reaches her limit and can go no further, leaving Luke to continue alone. Luke arrives near the Vikane castle, where a battle is underway. He uses his skills and magic to create a diversion, allowing the Vikane forces to gain an advantage. Luke plans to infiltrate the castle without being seen to fake Dia's death effectively. He uses his magic to find a way in without being detected by the soldiers. Luke arrives to save Dia and encounters her father, Dimer Vikane. Dimer had requested Dia to be taken away, but it seems she will be taken away in more ways than one, hinting at the romantic feelings between Luke and Dia. Luke devises a plan to fake Dia's death by setting the room on fire and using a fallen soldier's body to support the ruse. As they prepare to execute the plan, Luke senses danger and instructs everyone to get down just before an explosion occurs. A powerful individual with immense mana, identified as Satanta Magnus, appears. He possesses the Berserk skill, which increases his physical and magical abilities for attack and defense. Despite the side effects of the Berserk skill, Satanta remains rational, indicating his extraordinary abilities. Tanta challenges Luke to a duel, promising to withdraw his troops and forbid further attacks against Vikane if Luke defeats him. Luke, realizing the gravity of the situation, accepts the challenge, knowing he cannot win in a traditional duel. He plans to use his assassination skills instead. As the duel begins, Luke uses a powerful assassination spell based on a space weapon concept from his previous life, known as Rods from God. This spell involves sending a tungsten rod into orbit and then allowing it to freefall toward the ground, releasing energy equivalent to multiple bombard spells. The duel ends with Luke successfully assassinating Satanta. Following the duel, Dia and Luke have a heartfelt conversation, acknowledging their feelings and the debts they owe each other. Luke admits that for the first time in his life, he failed an assassination attempt, but he doesn't feel too bad about it, as Dia is still alive. If you like the straightforward recaps that I provide, like, comment and subscribe.